Howdy gang, and welcome back to Pool School. In today's hopefully short episode, I'm going to teach you how to specifically raise just the pH of your pool. So what do you say we get going? Alrighty, before we get started, I want to thank you once again for watching this video. Remind you to like it if you do by clicking that little thumbs up button below this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and please share my channel with everyone you know who owns a pool so they too can save a ton of money servicing their pool themselves. And if you haven't done so already, please check out my membership website, poolschooler.com, for more great do-it-yourself pool owner stuff and more direct access to me as your personal pool service consultant, so check it out. Okay, so to raise the pH of your pool water, the only chemical you need is a chemical called sodium carbonate. Now don't confuse that with bicarbonate of soda. Bicarbonate of soda is baking soda, and you do not want to use that because that raises the alkalinity, okay? Sodium carbonate, or its nickname is soda ash. Go to any pool supply store, they should know what soda ash is. And that is going to specifically raise just the pH with very minimal effect on the alkalinity, if any, okay? So again, we're trying to raise the pH. So soda ash, or sodium carbonate as its technical term, okay? All right. Oh, one more quick point regarding soda ash or sodium carbonate. There are some products on the market labeled things like pH up. I would tend to stay away from those, and the reason I suggest staying away from it and I don't care for them is a lot of times they have other chemicals besides just the sodium carbonate or soda ash in them. And again, I'm a big fan of not adding a ton of different kind of chemicals to your pool, because once you do that, you just never know how those chemicals are going to react with one another, and you could create yourself a chemical nightmare. So unless the pH up is solely sodium carbonate, stay away from it, because you don't want to add a bunch of other chemicals in there, because that can do a bunch of different things to your pool chemistry, and then you can create a nightmare for yourself, okay? So stick with soda ash or straight sodium carbonate. Alrighty, so I'm at one of my clients' pools, and it just turns out that their pH is a bit low. Oh, one thing to keep in mind also, if kids or anyone is peeing in your pool, that's uric acid. That's actually going to lower your pH as well, and it'll also lower your alkalinity to some degree. So just understand that that's another reason why peeing in the pool is not such a good idea, okay? But again, I have a client whose pH is a bit low in her pool. It's a smaller pool. Typically in the measurements I'm giving you are based on a typical play pool, 8 to 12,000 gallons. If you have something 15, 18, 20,000 gallons, you might want to adjust up, but I'd still not go too far, okay? Typically I say when it comes to soda ash or sodium carbonate, don't add more than 1 pound at a time, okay? This pool's a little smaller, so I'm only gonna use half a pound, okay? I'll show you how you do it. Okay, so I store my soda ash in a container like this. Now this has been thoroughly cleaned out. This is actually a trichlor granules pool shock container, but I've cleaned it out completely, and now I use it to store my soda ash because I get it in 50-pound bags, okay? I've got a little scoop like this, and I'm gonna fill this up halfway, and I'm gonna add that to the pool. So let's go back and I'll show you how you add it. Okay, so I'm at my client's pool. Obviously, you can tell this is a fairly small pool. It's probably about 8,000 gallons. It's more like an above ground pool. And again, you can adjust up or down, but I'd still suggest no more than 1 pound of soda ash at a time. If you've got a large pool like 20,000 plus gallons, maybe you can go up to 1.5 pounds. But what I wanna make sure I'm doing is, as with most chemicals that I add, I want to make sure my pool equipment, my pumping motor is running, so that way it'll help mix the chemicals in. I'm just going to take this 1/2 pound of soda ash and distribute it around the pool perimeter, and I want you to notice what happens when it hits the water. It actually starts to get a bit cloudy, okay? That's normal, that's fine, okay? You see that cloudiness? So what I'm going to do is let that mix in through the current of the moving water for about an hour, and in about an hour that cloudiness will disappear, probably sooner than that. And then I'm going to test my chemistry again, specifically the pH, and I'm going to see where it's at. If the pH is where it needs to be, again, we're not looking for exact, don't have to be dead center in the middle of the ideal range. If you get it in the ideal range, you're good to go, you're done. If not, just repeat this process. Again, no more than 1 pound for a typical play pool of soda ash at a time. Let it mix in for about an hour, test your chemistry, And if it's good, then you're done. And that's how simple it is, folks. So gang, there you have it. That's my short video, I hope, on how to raise the pH of your pool without raising the alkalinity of your pool. I hope it made sense. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below this video, or you can email me directly, and the email address is going to come right across the bottom of the screen here. It is kennypoolschool@gmail.com. Once again, kennypoolschool@gmail.com. Now please make note, I get a lot of emails and comments, so I try to get back to them as quick as I can, but sometimes it takes me a couple days, sometimes a couple weeks, depending on how many I get. So I do my best to answer them. If you'd like more direct access to me, plus a whole bunch more cool do-it-yourself pool owner tools, please check out my website, poolschooler.com. poolschooler.com. So thanks again for watching. I want to remind you to like, subscribe, and share. And again, as always, have fun, be safe, and always, always, always watch those kids and elderly folk and pets around water. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.